to geogbra demonstration on how to rotate objects using geogbra. I have drawn an object here, but maybe I can show you on how to draw. If you want to draw an object, if you download your geogbra software and install in your machine, then you will have polygons. You can see this is a polygon. On the polygons, if I click this one, I click polygons. If I come and maybe I have another point here at this point, I can move it maybe upwards that, and I move across that. I can move it this way. I can move it, I can move it that way. It's supposed to have the point continuous. This point, let me start afresh. Polygon, you can have it the way you want. It's supposed to continue there. Get up to that point. I can bring it there. I can go up to this point. I can go up to that point. That's a polygon. That's G. So you have drawn it. That's what I did to draw this point. And then after drawing the point, the figure that you want as per the coordinates that you want, as per the coordinates you draw the same way I've drawn. Then you go and locate, you go on point. There's what we call point. This is a point. You click on point, like I wanted to rotate it point. I wanted to rotate it at the center, that is why I clicked there. But if you want to rotate at another point like this one, you can see this point F is 6, -2. If I want to rotate at point 6, -2, you click the point there so that you deal with that point. But I wanted to do rotation, demonstrate on rotation about the origin, about the center, that is 0, 0. Point E, you can see it is 0, 0. So that is what I wanted to do. So I had drawn, that's what I did, and then I put the point here, exactly what I've shown you. Then from there, when you are under your geogbra, what you do, I want to rotate this object through the center. So what I want to do is to come here at the center at the I need to have the if that is under rotation, so I need to have transformations. The current GeoGebra software shows you the transformations direct. So that is this one is for angles, distance. This one is under here. You can see rotate about a point. So if I click rotate about a point, then I now click on the object I want to rotate. You click the object, and I want to rotate it through the center. You click the center, then the angle comes here. If I want to rotate it at 90 degrees and clockwise, that means it is positive. Positive angles anti-clockwise are rotated anti-clockwise, and negative angles are rotated clockwise direction. When we talk about clockwise is this one, and anti-clockwise that way. So 90 degrees it will have to move to this place because it's rotated at 90 degrees anti-clockwise positive. So if I click OK, you will see the object, the image becomes here. This is the image. You can check the coordinates here for. This was the coordinate A. It was 1.9 and 4.4. 1.9 and 4.4, and this was B was B here. It was B object. So A image becomes -1.4 and 1.9. We shall discuss about that. For now, this is what you have done. We can manipulate this one. We can make it to be moving. So what we do, if I click this arrow, if I click on the arrow, then I click move, then I click on this item. That means if I move the object, like I want to have different coordinate. For instance, coordinate like Like I want the coordinates like you see I'm moving it and the image is also moving. This one is looks nice, like this is 4 4 -4 and all that. It's not so nice, but it looks a bit good. So there's something I wanted you to notice that when you rotate at positive 90 degrees, if I want to show the angle and the line of this is the center, remember when you do rotation, if you have the object and the image, we usually join, like I can decide to join this line, I can set join, we usually join B, that is an object to the, we join object to, that's so we draw a line that will join the B to B image, and then you bisect the line between the two. Wherever they'll meet at this point, that becomes the center of rotation. Because if I join again, I can join C to C or A to A. If I join A to A, if I join A to A or C to C, there is a C there. If I join C to that C, if you bisect the two, this one and you also bisect this one, they'll meet at this point. They'll meet at this point. That is if you were doing on a piece of paper. So that is it. But I want to show you that that I can join now to the, if you want to know the center of, the angle of rotation, we usually join a line. Usually join a line to the center. That is from the B to the center, and I can use it now again E to the, that is from the center again. I think I can use, let me use a segment. Segment, good. If I use segment is better. So that I join from B to the center. Then I also join same segment. I join from B image to the center. If you measure this angle, it will be 90 degrees. And to measure the angle, I can measure that angle. That is, I can measure that angle. I use the angle. If I measure B through the center, B through the center to this area, you see it is showing it's 90 degrees. So that is how you can demonstrate that. And then from there, I can decide that now let us analyze this. Let us analyze this, the object and the image, and see what general formula can we derive from these rotations. For instance, if you look at the object A, it was 4, 4, and the image has become -4, 4, -4, 4. If you look here at B, the B was 3.68, 2.34, and the image has become -2.34, 3.68. There's something you note about the two, about these two, or even these two. There's something you note. You note that a point AB, let me use a pencil somewhere. You will note that a point, a pen here. You will note that a point for 90 degrees, that is for 90 degrees, we are dealing with the 90 degrees positive, positive, positive 90 degrees rotation. You will notice that a point AB, like we have seen here, a point AB, if we have a point A and a point B, it's rotated under positive of 90 degrees. It becomes like this was negative B A. It becomes negative B, negative B A. That is a general formula that we can deduce from this rotation. We can deduce that general formula. Now let's go on and let me unselect this. The stream. So I've selected that so that if If you rotate on positive 180 degrees, I want to rotate still this one. So still I have to go to rotation. I say rotation about a point. I want to rotate this angle again, that figure, that quadrilateral through the center at an angle 180 degrees and see what happens. I click OK, that's positive 180 degrees becomes here. So for positive 180 degrees, there is something you will also notice. You'll also notice something. You are also noticing that the image 2, it's located image 1, that is, this was the image and this is image 1. The image 1 you are seeing here is that, for instance, let me use just B, 368 and 2.34. So image 1, this image, when that's under 360 degrees, this is image 1, and this is the first image, the second image. Image 1 of this. So you can see that it has become, this was, the object was 3.68, 2.34, so it has become negative 3.68 and a negative 2.34. So it tells you that generally at 180 degrees, if I use a pencil here, a pencil, at 180 degrees, positive 180 degrees, when we rotate through positive 180 degrees, a point A, B, that is generally a point A, B, becomes a point A, B, if it's rotated, it becomes like this was 3.68, 2.34. It gives you negative 3.68 and negative. So AB becomes negative A, negative B. It becomes negative A and negative B. Negative A and negative B. When it is rotated under 180 degrees. So we have done 180 degrees. 270 degrees it will come here. If you rotate on 270 degrees it will come here. We can do that and see. Let me, you see, I hope that you have taken this one. If you take that one, I can undo so that if I undo, so that I have a clean area there for my next rotation of 270 degrees, and see what happens with 270 degrees. And see what happens with 270 degrees. And the angles you can be measuring the way I did on this. Like if I wanted to see this angle, I can join from here to this image. That is what I could have done. And then see the angle that it will be rotated. It will be 180. So let me do for, I want to do for rotation here. Rotation about a point. I want to rotate this one about the center, then angle 270 degrees, then okay, that's clockwise 270. You can do that for the negatives and see what happens. For 270 degrees, that is, you are realizing that this becomes image 2. The image 2, you can see image 2, if it was A, that is B object 3.68, 2.34, it becomes 2.34 positive and negative. So it means what? It means that your AB, point AB, that is positive 270 degrees, 270 degrees, when you rotate about the center, that is about the center, it is about the center, that is point of rotation is about the center. For all of them is about the center. So a point AB, like we can conclude there, is rotated about 270 degrees about the center. It becomes like this. B was 3.68, 234. It becomes negative. It becomes negative. That is image 2. Image 2 it is here image 2, it becomes 2.34, meaning the 2. B becomes the first, becomes the x, the y becomes the x, and then the x becomes the y, but it is negated, meaning what? It becomes B negative. A, B, negative A. So that is the conclusion that you can make here. On 270 degrees, on 90 degrees we have done, and on 180 degrees we have done. So if you wanted now to see the angle through the center, we move from B to the center to the B. We move B to the center to the B, and we can see the angle. If you wanted to test there, you wanted to know the angle. If I wanted to know the angle, I can, we did with the angle there. So first of all, I can have the segment, the line segment, the segment here. I join from B to the center, B, the center, and another segment here. We want to see this angle. So if I go to the angle, I check this through the center to that. It tells me this angle 270 degrees. It has shown it as 270 degrees. It has shown it as 270 degrees. So that is 270 degrees. You rotate to 270 degrees because it's anti-clockwise. That's why it's from here to here, which is 270 degrees. So that is how we can rotate, and that is how you can do theoretically on the paper. On the paper, you have like you join, like I've been joining. That's how you join, and how to get the angles. You join through that angle, then you measure the distance from here to the center. It's the same from the center to the B1. So you do that for all. You do that for all coordinates for each rocket if you are doing through construction. But you can use these formulas, and as long as you show them, then from there you draw the object and then you draw the images by using the formulas that we have derived from this. So that is how simple rotation it is. If you use this geogbra, it is assisting you to understand rotation better. Thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe, to like the video, so that next time I do another video, you'll be able to get the notification. Thank you for listening.